wonder if I can get it cheaper. And that's the thinking that starts it right there. People go straight over to Google here and they punch in your product and they'll add, another word to it, like say free download or black hat, stuff like that. Okay, so there's a lot of different things people do to try to find your product online for free or for cheap. Okay, so what's happening when you see your sales drop off is people are heading over to the search engines and looking there for your product instead, and they're finding it on the Black Hat forums. The problem with Black Hat forums is they're kind of, they got a lot of content, so they get a good rank and they get a rank quickly. So if somebody's posted your product for free or for cheap, and they've done it with a Black Hat forum, they're going to get a top Google rank and they're going to get it fast. And that's where you're losing your money. So, what I used to do is I used to get angry. And I think everybody that's had a product stolen has gone through that phase. And I'd like you to consider giving up that line of thinking because it cost me a lot of money to try to fight this stuff and it didn't really get me anywhere. I ended up spending more money and more time and causing myself more stress. What I found worked better was some counteraction techniques that actually are, are cheap or free. And not only do they work well, but they actually lead to new sales. And I've actually found ways to turn those thefts into sales. So let's talk about that for a second. First of all, let's go over two scenarios. Can you still hear me okay, Rick?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good stuff. All right, let's go over two scenarios, Rick. Let's say some people out there are selling products that are maybe software related, and maybe some of the listeners today are dealing more with ebooks and stuff. I have methods that work for both of those, but they're slightly different. So we'll go over both of them. And the first thing we should talk about is software products like that. Because ebooks and software are treated differently when they're stolen, and you have to recognize that first to be able to deal with the problem. Software, especially if it's scripts, like I do most of my applications in PHP, so they're scripts, and which are very, very, very easy to steal. Also, I particularly work with software in the internet marketing niches and make money type niches. So I build software that goes out, does things, performs jobs that most internet marketers are interested in getting done fast. And so therefore my products are extremely targeted for this black hat theft thing. And ever since I put out Magic Video SiteMaker, once you have one good one out there that goes, that everybody knows about, you're a huge target. As soon as you put anything out, it's like you said about your product, Rick, in 3 days, it's already a problem. It can happen
And I didn't know that at the time. I knew about Black Hat
Yeah.
forums, but I didn't know
You
that
didn't
they
know
would.
what was going on. Yeah,
I
nobody
really.
does, Rick. Nobody does when it first happens to them. Nobody would ever, because you're an honest person creating a product, you put in your hard work and effort, and you can't even fathom the fact that somebody out there would just take a quick grab from you, steal from you, and make money off of you without ever even communicating with you. You had no idea that was happening because that's not something you would do.
Right. It didn't. I wouldn't have thought of that. I mean, I figured, okay, I've got a.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought of it.
I had a
That's what I'm
product.
talking
I had a
about.
product that was a good product, but it was I understood that there are software products that were more expensive that were targeted by these people. I never would have thought that they would really going after somebody that was just getting started with a couple of products that were like a $20 product that was PDF. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. I
They
spent all
will
this time.
steal anything, Rick. If you put any time into anything, creative content of any type, videos, ebooks, software, if you put in effort into something, Rick, that's what they're stealing from you. They're not actually stealing the product. You gotta see that. They're stealing your time and effort. You see?
Yes.
That's what these guys do is they don't want to work, Rick. They want a quick buck. So anything new, they grab.
And they're selling your information, guys. They're not just doing it just to get a kick. I'm sure there's a few that are doing that. They're stealing your information.
There's a split there, and that's something else you have to recognize too. What I found out is if you know your enemy, Rick,
Yes.
you can deal with it better. You know, it's like war out there. So know your enemy, okay? And you have to know what these people are doing, why they're doing it, how they're doing it, and what you can do about those things. So starting at the top, talking about software, people grab anything that's new, whether it's an ebook or software, but software particularly, and especially PHP scripts, are very easy to steal, put a new name on it, and say, hey, I made this product, and it's a great script that does this and this and this, right? So that happens to me a lot, and I'm going to show you some examples here in a second. But let's just run over the scenario for a second. But scenario one, you find all these posts on the internet, and you get angry, and you do everything you can to contact those forums and websites, and you get out your lawyers and make phone calls, and I'll tell you, Rick, nothing happens. Not much happens. You might get one or two posts pulled down, but I'm telling you, some of these sites I've contacted, they make me, the product owner, jump through all the hoops. I have to send them ID, I have to send them proof that I'm the product owner, I have to fill out a copyright infringement form and fill that in and fax it. This is the kind of stuff they make me do just to take down one single post. Now that is a waste of time, because most of the time I submit everything and they still don't take it down. So you gotta remember too, you gotta know your enemy. And when you're trying to get a site like a Black Hat forum to take something down, good luck. You can just about forget about it, because the thing to remember is sometimes these forums are run by teenage kids that think they're really cool. And they think that they're doing some great service to the Black Hat world by putting up this forum, and they are the ones making those posts.
Hey, can I ask you some questions? I know I'm cutting in, but there's quite a bit of questions, and I'm not able to answer them. And there are really excellent questions. One of these is, I have a PHP redirect script. Are you saying that it is easy to hack rather, is what the question was from D.
Absolutely. One of the easiest things to steal is PHP scripts, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask a couple of more questions because I kind of fell behind here, and we want to make sure.
We'll talk about how to fix that problem, though, in a second. So hopefully the person asking the question there will get something out of this.
All right, wonderful. I just want to make sure the questions get answered, folks. We want to help you in any way we can. Jeff is the guy that showed me this stuff. I'm like, did they really? I mean, I didn't know how bad it really was as far as how much they actually are stealing from honest people that are creating products until he showed it to me. And so anyway.
I would rate this problem as extreme. Yeah, it's bad. And like you said, Rick, most people getting started or selling products, the most honest people have no idea this is going on in the background. And that's why I was saying it's important not to start blaming yourself and your sales copy. Because the worst thing you can do is start messing with your sales copy on your offer that was converting. If it was converting, leave it alone. There's nothing wrong with your offer. What's really going on is people are getting your product somewhere else for free. And that's something you got to really remember, because the first thing you want to do is go into panic mode and start trying to figure out why the sales dropped. And if you're an honest, hardworking person that made the product and you don't know about this Black Hat stuff that's going on in the background, you are getting jacked, and instead you start blaming yourself and your sales copy. So it's important not to do that. Make sure if you have something that was converting, that it should stay converting. If it stopped, there's a different reason, and that's something to recognize. So yeah, Rick, did you have another question there, or did you want to go ahead and get into?
Well, let's go ahead. There's a few other questions that are basically asking the same thing, but let's just, Chris Monk. There's somebody here didn't have a very high opinion of Chris Monk, but we won't repeat what he said. But one thing you didn't cover is there's an offer right now on the Warrior Forum, and it's like $17 for the front end, and I believe they got a one-time offer on top of that. I don't know what it is total price, but you guys are going to get everything tonight that'll help you combat the Black Hat Forum thieves, help beat them at their own game, And you're gonna get it for free, guys. He's not charging a dime for this.
I'm not charging it, dude, the product isn't even on the forum, it won't be ready for another month, but I figured we'd just talk about all this stuff openly, so. Now we've discussed the problem here, let's talk about the solution, because that's probably what everybody's really interested in here.
Right. I'll be right back. Go ahead. I'll be right back in
Yeah,
about 1
okay.
minute.
Lawyers cost money, time costs money, everything costs you money. If you're wasting time and money and effort on these product thieves, and you're not going to get very far very fast, so it's not really something that you want to do there. You can just take my advice on that one. I've spent a lot of money and it doesn't work. What you want to do instead is turn these people around and try to get them to buy from you. Now, if you think about that for a second, let's just break this down. You had an offer, it's selling. Let's say it's on the Warrior Forum. Sales drop off one day or 1 week. They start trailing off down to almost nothing. And okay, that means it's time to go looking for your product on the internet. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is try to figure out how people are finding your product. I will give you some tips. If it's a software or script, they're probably punching in the name of your product and then the word Black Hat. That is a very common search term, search phrase, to try to find your product on one of these Black Hat forums. People know about the Black Hat forums. They know that some little joker 13-year-old kid that thinks he's cool has stolen your product and put it up to be the cool little hacker or wannabe hacker that he thinks he is or she is. And they do that because they're stupid kids, right? They don't know any better. If they did know any better, they'd be charging money for it, making money. The ones that post for free are just stupid kids. You can pretty much count on it. If they knew what was really going on and what the product's value really was, they'd be trying to sell it. But instead, they post it on these Black Hat forums and go, hey, everyone, I've got it. And they feel special that they're the first one to post your product for free, like there's some special hacker, when really they're just a dumb kid that made a post. That's really what it is. So to deal with this, you can't really go to these kids and these young kids that run these forums and you know, work on these forums every day and think they're cool and say, hey, can you please remove that post? They won't. You can come at them with lawyers if you want to, but you're going to spin your wheels and spend a lot of money, and then not a lot will get done. So what you want to do instead is try to figure out how people are finding your product on their forums and their other websites. And then what you want to do is create some counteraction measures for that problem. Okay? So I'm going to give you an example right now. And hopefully everybody can see my screen. I'm on Google right now. I'm going to punch in the name of one of my products, which went viral in 2 days, Magic Video Robot. Now, you're going to notice that there's a couple of search phrases already in the drop-down menu, the suggested search phrases that Google gives me. Okay? So the product's gone viral already. It's getting searched a whole lot. So you're going to see that there's already some popular terms popping up in Google for my product. And as I mentioned before, you'll see that the most popular one besides the product name is the product name plus Black Hat. Magic Video Robot Black Hat. Okay? That's this one right here. That means that is the most highly searched term besides just the product name alone. Okay? So that gives me a clue already. So pay attention to that. When you go to Google and you punch in your product name, if it's gone viral and if it's getting searched a lot, it will probably have a couple of search phrases here as suggested phrases. Now, I know that people are using Magic Video Robot Black Hat as a search phrase to find my product for free. This one wasn't here last week, so this is a new one that I'm going to have to deal with. People are punching in Get Magic Video Robot. Okay? So these are phrases that I know, and this one is not related because this is actually a movie I found out. Okay, so these two phrases are highly searched phrases already in Google, and they are based off my product. So, my problem here is that people are going to Google and typing in Magic Video Robot Black Hat. They're also now, it looks like they're really typing in Get Magic Video Robot a lot this week or last week perhaps. So, to deal with that, there's a couple of things we can do. First of all, let's just take a look at what happens when I punch in Magic Video Robot Black Hat and hit enter. As you can see, it's a whole bunch of forum posts about my product. You know, cracked Magic Video Robot. You know, look at this, a whole page of stolen stuff here. Okay? Now, let me show you how I deal with this. First of all, let's see if I can find that example. Yeah, here's the one I was looking for. This is the good example because, for two reasons. Number one, this is one I've already dealt with, and I'm going to show you how I dealt with it. I'm no longer losing sales off this link, I'm making sales off it. Even though this is off the Black Hat forum. As you can see, they're writing about me. Hey everyone, there are two different products by Jeff Noyes at Vendorlock being confused in this same thread. And they go on to talk about Magic Video Robot, Magic Video Site Maker, and of course they posted my product for free. A couple of the posts even have my product as a download with an executable exe file, which is not the way I sell it. I sell it in a plain zip.
Isn't that really nice of them to do that for them?
Yeah, so that means whoever's giving that download away is also downloading, you know, viruses, Trojans, whatever hacker software they want onto your computer. So, you know, you got to be careful buying from these Black Hat guys, and even just the free downloads. Why do you think they're giving it away for free, Rick?
They're probably giving it away for free because they probably have that virus they're putting on you. I'm just guessing.
You got it.
And then there's a virus solution that you're going to have to buy from them for $29 to $49. And you got to buy it, and your computer keeps crashing, and then you're...
Yeah, that's right. And often, Rick, they'll even make it so that this virus will pop up a window on your computer and tell you, oh, your computer's infected, but we have the solution, just buy here. You know, stuff like that. That's what they're putting on your computer, and that's what you're getting when you download these free products from Black Hat forums. And that's why they grab software first, because not only is it easy to manipulate, you know, put a new name on it, change the copyright within it. That's easy to do. The main thing to remember there is that people downloading software almost expect an executable file. So if you're selling scripts, which aren't an executable file, but, you know, PHP scripts in a zip folder, if that's your package, the Black Hatters will put it into an exe file and mix it in with a virus. And so poor innocent people come along thinking they're getting a discount or for a free download they can't resist, so they click on it, they download it, they install it, and yeah, it does download the zip folder onto your desktop, but it also injected your computer with a whole bunch of nasty stuff, like you were just talking about there. So let's talk about this link here for a second, Rick. As you can see, there's a whole whack of them here, and I'm going to show you what I do with these. This first link here is the Black Hat Team forum. This is one of the more powerful Black Hat forums out there because they seem to get a good rank really fast. Whenever I notice anything stolen from me, it's on this forum first. So let's go over and take a look at this post, and let's talk about how I deal with it and how I don't deal with it. Just going to click over to that forum post there, and hopefully you can see my whole screen there, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just going to move this little window over so I can see everything here properly. Okay, so as you can see, somebody's made a post here. This is post number 31, so this is on page, this post, or this thread, Rick, has over 7 pages of comments.
Just on your product?
Just on my product, just about these people talking about me. They're talking about me. There's 2 products confused here by Jeff Noyes. One is Magic Video Robot, costs $167.
So if you had to guesstimate how much money that you lost here, could you give me a guesstimate just for the audience here?
We tried to figure it out, but it's really almost impossible because we can't track any of the downloads that come from the free, you know, file sharing sites or free servers or, you know.
You guys look at the prices here. One of them's $47, one of them's $167. Think of the times that your product, whether it was that price higher or lower.
Yeah.
Think of the thousands upon thousands of dollars that were lost right there.
Yeah. Yeah, easy, right there, because people find this post, and I will tell you, Rick, if you go back to page one here, they do have the free download here on this, right there on the forum. Okay, but let's talk about how I deal with this. We got a post, let's see if I can go to this first page and show the post. Okay, you see, somebody's gone ahead and posted my software, and they put up, often they'll put up, some big long link to get it from a secret file sharing site or whatever. And this is where you're going to get rooked, people. This is where you're going to get a virus. Don't download this stuff. Unfortunately, people do because they're uninformed and they think they're getting a deal when really they're getting raped. Okay, so this is the problem. Somebody's gone ahead and posted my product for free. And look at this, Rick. Look how many people have said thank you to this guy for posting my product for free.
And that was all. That was how many days? Just 2 days?
So let's count $167 for every yellow name you see there. Okay, that's just how much money I lost on this post.
Just a one. Think about all the people that did not say thank you. Well, it could easily be double that, guys.
Exactly. Just think about that for a second. We're talking. Well, that's over $300 for every two. So 3, 6, 9, $1,000. There's what, $4,000 there?
Yeah.
4 or $5,000 right there, just in people that said thank you for posting this for free. Okay? So, like you said, there's probably 100 more, maybe more, hundreds more that have downloaded it and didn't say anything. So, as you can see, there's, this post alone has probably cost me $10,000. Okay, that's a serious problem. Now, it doesn't cost me $10,000 anymore. There might still be some people, dumb enough to download this. But what happens, Rick, is people go on and chit chat about it, right? Now, you're in the Skype groups there, and you know the value of having people together in a community-oriented situation talking about a product.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Now, unfortunately for me, they're not saying anything particularly negative about me on this post, but they're talking about, who's got it, where is it, how can I get it for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, let me just, it's not going to let me do that post now. I guess I'll have to sign in. Okay, I got to sign in. Okay. It's, some of these forums, see, that's the other thing they do too, Rick, is they limit the amount of posts you can view, and they also make it so if you sign up, you can't post for a couple of days. And they do that so that if you come along as the product owner, you can't really come in and even say anything, Damn it, nothing like that.
Have you ever had any verbal conversations with any of these people?
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to show you, Rick, is just trying to see if it'll let me, let me sign in here. Let me see if I can. What a pain in the ass. Okay, so what they do is they block me from even viewing posts until I sign in, and I do have an account on this forum, but I can't remember for the life of me what my password was for it, so I'll just try one here and see what happens. Oh, I got it right first try. All right, that's the way to do it. Okay, so it's just redirecting me now.
Could you give us a guesstimate of what you spent in attorney fees before you figured this out? Could you share that? All right. Did we lose Jeff? I hope not. He's coming on, but He's
Have I got
back.
you back, Rick?
You got you back.
Have I
Yep,
got you
yep.
back there, Rick?
Yep. We
All
hear
right.
you fine. Yeah, we hear you fine.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I got you back.
Yeah. So one
Okay.
quick question while you're doing all this, I was curious, and I know everybody else is curious if they're even if they're not saying it. I'm getting some questions here on that. Just basically, I know it's very painful for you. It would be for me anyway. Seeing losing easily $10,000 just right there alone, not counting all the other
Yeah.
products that Jeff
Yeah.
has. Could you give us a little bit of a heads up on what actual attorney costs did you spend before you said there's got to be a better way?
I spent at least $5,000, probably closer to 10.
And did you get any results doing it
Because
that way?
I looked at this problem, Rick, is like you were seeing there. I'm looking at just like all the people that just said thank you for that post and stuff, and I was looking at it going, man, I'm losing. I don't know. We figured we're at one point we were losing $1,500 to $2,000 a day.
$1,500 to $2,000 per day, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my!
Pretty painful. Pretty painful. Especially when you're paying for $40 warrior ads and stuff, and then all of a sudden the sales drop off, and it's like, wow, this isn't good. So yeah, it's very painful, but it's just as painful for other people too, Rick, because especially somebody that's just starting out that has no money to get a lawyer or even do anything about it, and even forget that, just the pain of having no sales anymore when you work that hard. It's like you work that hard for something, and then all of a sudden you got no sales coming in, but somebody else has got sales coming in, and they're stealing from you. That's just off. But it's reality, and it's a reality we all have to deal with. So let's just deal with it, and deal with it the best way we can. So yeah, just don't even call a lawyer. I will tell you right now, it doesn't work. They will do the same thing that you can do yourself, and that is contact the site owners, fill out copyright infringement forms. You can do all that until you're blue in the face. But like you saw on Google there's more than one post, right? So there's more than one forum, there's more than one site, and if you kill one, another pops up. So instead of killing it, don't kill it, is what I do now. I like this thread now, Rick. This thread is my friend. I'm gonna tell you how that works for me. This thread was a bunch of people downloading my product for free. But a nice little birdie came along and told me about this post. He said, hey Jeff, they're jacking me again. They got it up on this forum now. And I headed over here and I checked it out. And I don't get mad anymore, Rick. I turn this into money. I laugh. I get a smile on my face when I see this stuff, when I'm like, oh yeah, they're talking about me again in the product here. And there's 7 or more. It says last page. I don't even know how many pages. Last page. Well, let's go to last page, see how many pages there are. Yeah, there's 6 pages of comments on this thread. So a lot of comments. So the way I look at it as is, okay, there's a whole bunch of people here. They're all in a community situation. They're not particularly saying anything bad about me. They're just trying to steal my product. Most of the people on here aren't stealing my product. They're just taking the free product that somebody else stole, right? So a lot of them aren't stealing the product at all. A lot of them are just reading this stuff. I even get emails, Rick, from honest people that say, hey, I saw this on the Black Hat forum. I don't think it's right. You should do something about it, and I'll buy from you. I get those emails too. So there's honest people out there. There's people that are kind of honest to a point where they're like, hey, I would never jack somebody's product like that, but since somebody else did and it's right here for free download, I'll grab it. You know what I mean? So there's a mixed bag of people here. To remember, that's something to remember, is you can't get angry at everybody that's posting here. They didn't all do it, right? They're not all culprits. A lot of them are really interested in your product. That's something to remember too, is don't get angry at people that are interested in your products. They're just looking for the best deal. So what you got to do is you got to show them that you are the best deal, okay? And that doesn't necessarily mean the lowest price. That means showing them that they get more value by dealing with you directly as the product owner. Now, let's go down here. I think I made a post on this page. I went ahead and get brave and you go into the forum, Rick, is what you do. Now, look, here you are. Here we are. This is where I came into the forum, okay, after they were talking about my products and after I got tipped off about this post or this thread, and I was losing, 10 grand a week on this thing. So I come in here, Rick, and I make a post, and it took me a day to get an account with this forum because they do that to make it difficult. But I went ahead and did it, and I come in here and you'll see I wrote this nice long post. I won't read the whole thing to you, but basically it says, hello, Black Hat team members. This is Jeff Noyes, president of the Vendor Lock Software Company here. There's been a lot of questions about my application, Magic Video SiteMaker, Magic Video Robot. I will gladly answer any of those questions you have about either application, and I'm also here to offer you big discounts to any people that ask me for one. Okay, now I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but I do go on to say what the product can do, because there was some questions about that, so I answer those questions. Now that's important. I hit all the questions and answer them briefly so that people know I care enough about the product to come in here and be brave enough to answer some questions to the very people that are ripping me off. Okay, now that shows some balls. All right, now first of all, you're going to get some respect for that immediately. Now don't attack people, don't even say anything about the person that posted your product. You'll notice I didn't say, I'm really pissed off that so-and-so would post this. I said nothing, zero, about the post. I didn't even ask them to take it down, Rick. I just go on to answer some questions about my product, and then I go on to say that it's a great deal already, but I offer the people here on this forum a further discount. I say I have Magic Video SiteMaker already on sale for $47 on the forum, on the Warrior forum, but I will give anybody on this forum, the Black Hat Team forum, an additional $20 off. So you only pay $27 for the real software without any broken or hacked features. Okay? So see, I stole their thunder, Rick. I go in there and I tell them, hey, you can get it cheap. You can get it just as cheap for me, or darn near as close. You're not going to get it free, but you're going to get the real product. You're going to get the real software from me. It's not going to be hacked or broken features, and you're going to get it at a huge discount. And I already proved up here that I'm willing to answer some questions, so they know that, hey, I can deal with the product owner directly. I'm not going to get a version of the software that's been broken or hacked and going to do nasty things to my computer or steal my credit card information when I'm not looking. And they feel a little bit safer about buying it from me than downloading it from that free viral link at the top of this thread. So they look at this and they go, wow, this guy came in here, didn't attack anybody, didn't say anything mean, didn't accuse anybody, didn't even ask for the post to do it, answered a bunch of questions, and then offered us all a huge discount. Wow, this guy's pretty nice. And that changes everybody's attitude. Now remember, I said everybody that's in here is not the thief. Okay, everybody in here is actually interested in your product. See, look at right away. The first post after that, Jeff, can you explain how I can build one site with more pics? See, this is a legitimate customer. This is not a thief. This person is not a thief. They are asking me real questions about my product. Okay? So with one post, with no lawyers, no money, with one strong, confident post, I was able to take these people and go, hey, I'm right here to ask me the questions. Why are you guys asking each other questions when none of you have the answer? Why don't you ask me, the product owner? And they do. So here's a guy asking me a question, and another person asking me a question, and it goes on and on and on. Okay? And you'll see I start answering them. Okay? This person was telling me how they like my software, but they're a bit of a dreamer, and they're not sure they can do internet marketing. And I told them, well, a lot of that is, a lot of your problem is probably time management, and tools like Magic Video SiteMaker can help you. So I sell it to him here again in a very nice manner, still not attacking anybody. And if you go all the way through all these posts, Rick, you'll start to notice that people are warming up to me. Okay? They don't care about the guy that made the post. After I made my post, there's not one mention of the person who made the original post There's no more thank yous showing up on his post. Okay, the thank yous that are there were there the first day, and I haven't seen it increase. So nobody else is thanking him for his post. I have been thanked for my post, and if you go in I think it's the last post here, I'm not sure. See, here's a private message popping up while we're talking here. Somebody's already on the forum and wanting to talk to me. Okay, so that's interesting. You know, I get a lot of that. Now I'm on a Black Hat forum, and as soon as I log in, I'm getting emails and private messages from people about my product. Okay, and now here's another person asking a legitimate question about the software, and you know they were having a little install issue. So I'll probably go help this person later when we're done the webinar. I actually go on these forums now and work my business off these forums, Rick.
And this is live right here,
these
folks.
These forums are no longer my enemy after I've made a post. After I turn them around, they become my friend. And you know, like, look at what they're talking about. Some of these people, Jeff, I know you're a guy who's very proud of your products, and you're very helpful, and I follow your threads on the Warrior Forum. And you know, like, these people have good things to say now, Rick. It's a complete change of attitude. Look at this. I just want to say thanks to Jeff for coming in here and defending your product. You could have come in flaming. See, this is somebody recognizing that I'm not being a jerk. You could have come in here flaming, but you didn't. You took the high road, no offending any of us, and offered us a very reasonable 50% discount offer. You see, this is a complete change of attitude. Complete change of attitude. None of the people here want to steal from me anymore, Rick. None of them. They're all looking at these posts going, hey, this product owner really worked hard on this. He cares about the product. He's answering questions. He's coming in here helping people. I'm giving people, you know, customer support right here on this forum. I'm giving people answers to their questions about how to, you know, do the install or how to fix this, or, you know, I'm doing customer support live on a Black Hat forum. And that is what I changed. I do not fight the forums anymore. I go in and take over the thread, Rick. I go in and I dominate the thread. And it's not hard to do. You just go in and be polite. Don't attack people and don't blame people, and just go ahead and center on your product. Do not center on the evil theft that has taken place. You can't get those downloads back. All you can do is concentrate on changing what happens in the future. You still with me there, Rick?
I hear every word you're saying, man. There was a couple things I'm going through in the questions. It looks like you're going to have to answer some of the questions on your end to get the deal popped up, but I'm also going to make sure that they get answered on my end the best way that I can here.
Sure. If you got a question for me there, shoot.
Well, I've got a couple of questions here coming from here that first of all, when I saw this, I personally didn't know that they were stealing my product as fast as they did. And then I saw what they were doing to Jeff, and I was like, I mean, because this isn't something, you know, Jeff's very clear about this. I asked him, so you actually stopped him from doing it? He said, no, you cannot stop these people totally 100%. There's no way that anybody can do that. However, you can beat them at their own game.
Yeah, and I got a few more tricks here for you, too. So.
And one other thing we could do is, if need be, we could actually do a go-to meeting after this where you could see him live. Now, if anybody wants to see that, we could do that. There's several people on here that have seen that in the past, but we'll take that one step at a time. We'll go ahead.
Got my screen. You guys can see my screen, right?
Right.
So I'll show you some more tricks here. So hang in there, Rick. So as you can you see this post right now I got here on the Black Hat forum?
Yes.
Okay, this is a good example. This is a nice long post that I put up, and I gave this person customer support. And after I made this post, and after I made that other post I showed you about, you know, telling people they can get a discount from me, ever since then, Rick, not daily, but almost daily, I get an email from somebody, and they say, can I please still get that discount you offered on the Black Hat Team forum? I'll say, yes, you can. And I will offer them the links. And Rick, it happens so often that I actually, you know, in your email client, you can save signatures.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have the links for my 50% discounts on these products for the Black Hatters, for the Black Hat Forum discounts that I've offered. I have those saved as a signature in my email client, just because I get that email so often, almost every day, sometimes a couple times a day. I'll get somebody that says, I saw your post on the Black Hat Team Forum. I would like to buy from you. I like your product, and they might say a few more things, but they basically all say the same thing there. They say, I was wondering if that discount is still available, and can I get it? And I just pop out of my signatures there, bam, click, send. And when I click send there, they get the link for Magic Video Robot and Magic Video SiteMaker at the discounts that I offered right here on the forum. And they not only buy it, Rick, you know, so I'm selling Magic Video Robot at $83 instead of $167, right? But would you rather take 50% of your product instead of let somebody else get, you know, money for your download or give it away for free? I would gladly take 50% of the sale instead of losing it altogether, because I get more than just that $83 out of the sale. I get a lifelong customer that is very, very happy with the product, feels like they got a huge deal.
I can't see the questions. I'm trying to play moderator.
And by doing that, they feel like they got a huge deal. So they're a lifetime customer at this point. They have respect for me. They're happy. They like the product. They're tickled pink that they got it cheap. And those are the people that stick around, ask me more questions, and usually buy more products later on. So I kind of get more sales out of those people in the long run. So by giving up 50% of the product, you're not losing.
Yes.
So you're not losing. You're getting subscribers.
I'm on my other computer right
your
now,
list.
and I'm
Get
downloading
them
the
to
software.
subscribe to your list.
So
You get them to buy the product at a discount. You can get them to buy other products from you, and not only that, but they'll usually go on the forums here and say good things about you, which makes you more sales. Okay? By helping these 3 or 4 or 5 people that I've helped out here on this Black Hat forum, I've driven myself a lot more sales, because a lot of people email me and go, yeah, I saw how much customer support you give, and I really think that's great. I would much rather buy from you. So remember that when somebody posts something on a Black Hat forum, 90% of the people that are viewing it are mostly honest people. They will only download it for free because they're in a financial situation where they're not doing well with their funds, you know, and so they're thinking, hey, if this is really going to help me and I can get it for free.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Okay.
See,
I've
now it's
even met
going on.
people, Rick, that said that they would download something for free, but if the product worked, they would buy it. I've gotten that
Okay, can you hear me
email
okay?
from enough people.
Can you hear me? 998 196 840. Yes, I can hear you fine, loud and clear.
Okay, good stuff. All right, so, yeah, anyway, these people that buy your discount that you offer right here on the forum, if you're just gutsy enough to get in here on the forum and show people you really do support your product, they actually would rather buy it from you. A lot of these people were on the fence about it in the first place. A lot of these people have even emailed
What do you need from me right now, sir?
I wouldn't have downloaded it, but I did. And what I do is I download the products, and if they work, I buy it, so I don't feel guilty. And, you know, so people feel guilty about downloading it. A lot of these people are mostly honest, but, you know, if somebody's offering it for free, and they don't have any money, and they really do think your product...
Hey, I've got a question for you.
Yeah, sure, go ahead, shoot.
And this is something that's really important. Hold on, let me get my phone away.
All right.
Can you hear me okay? Now, this is... Hold on, it's going to be from Jeff Goldstein. I'll give you the link here in just a second. There's somebody trying to steal your product right now as we speak.
Yeah, there's always somebody trying to. This happens every 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, sure. Shoot me the link. I'll be glad to.
That was Jeff Goldstein. Goldstein was kind enough to do that, and it says Jeff a video. Okay, never mind.
Got some feedback there, Rick.
Yeah.
There you go.
Never mind. Just go ahead.
I get ripped off daily, and when I, deal with one post, another pops.
Well, let me just read this to you, and Jeff was kind enough to do this. I, I'll get to you in a minute. I'll be right back.
All right. I'll just wrap this up here, Rick. Basically, what I'm saying here is I come into the forums now. I don't get angry. I turn these people around, and I make them understand that they're going to get. I even go as far when I'm dealing with softwares to tell them how screwed they're going to get by taking that download. So I'll go on there and I'll say, hey, this is the real product owner. I just think you should I think everyone should know there are some real risks and dangers to downloading black hat versions of my software. And I'll go as far as to list off some of the things that can happen to your computer if you download a black hat version of my software. I'll even go as far as to tell people, if you're getting an exe file of my program, Magic Video Robot, you are definitely getting jacked. Do not download any exe files. I'll warn them. I go in there, I warn them, I say don't download this, don't download that, don't download it because you're getting viruses. Even if you get just the scripts themselves, they've been hacked so that, there's no security. People can go into your member or your control panel and change ClickBank IDs and steal all your ClickBank links in just a couple of clicks. I warn people about this stuff. And then I go on and tell them, I'm just here to help, basically, right? And that's when they start to respect me. And as you can see from this post, I made a big long post here, told the guy exactly how to deal with his install issue that he was dealing with. And they just go on and thank me and thank me and thank me for it. Okay, so I'm at, here I am. I don't even come in these forums, and I've been thanked 12 times for my posts. You saw how many posts or thanks were on that original post for posting my product for free, but here I am coming in a few weeks later, and I'm the one getting the thanks now. So I'm getting the thank yous. I'm getting verbal thank yous. I read that one to you. That guy was saying, "Hey, thanks for coming in here and not being a jerk and helping us understand your product more and offering us such a good discount." So this thread, Rick, is no longer losing me money. Well, maybe I'm losing a few on the free download, but they're the ones really get screwed because they're not getting the full product. They're getting broken features, hacked version. They're the ones getting jacked, not me, really. I lose sales, sure, but a lot more people look at the download and then start reading the posts and go, wow, I should just take this guy up on his offer and buy it straight from him. And they do. They email me and say, I would like to purchase both Magic Video SiteMaker and Magic Video Robot at the offer you gave on the Black Hat team forum. And I say, heck yes, you can have that. And I take it, I've even got it in my signatures. I just click it off to them, and it fires them off the links, and they go ahead and buy it. They'll buy Magic Video Robot for $83, and they feel like they got a great deal because they're getting it at half price, and they're buying it directly from the product owner. They're getting full support. I even go as far as to say, you get full support from me, you get the video training from me. These are all things you won't get if you buy it or download it from one of these Black Hat forums from one of these free sites. You won't get any of that, and unfortunately, the product does need some video training, and you're gonna need my personal help with it once in a while. If you got a support question, who are you going to ask if you downloaded it from a free download file sharing site? Who are you going to ask for help? You're not going to be able to do that unless you get a registered copy from me. So I say all that stuff on the forum, but I do it in a very nice, calm manner, and I treat people with respect, and I understand that 90% of the people in there are actually interested in the product. And that's something to really remember, Rick, because if you have a bunch of people interested in your product, should you go in there swinging an axe?
No.
Or should you go in there and set up your display table and sell your product to them?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like you're going in there and you're setting up shop. That's the way I look at it now. I see a forum post and it's Black Hat and they've stolen my product. I just smile and go, here's another place I can go set up shop. And they've done all the hard work for me. They brought all the traffic. This is why I smile now, Rick, because think about this. They brought all the traffic. They brought all the links. they've already got the members chatting away, 6 pages long on this one. You see what I'm talking about?
You know, one thing that
There's a smorgasbord of money here. But if you look at it the wrong way, you look at it as, oh God, I'm being ripped off, I'm so screwed now, what am I gonna do? Instead of thinking that way, just smile to yourself and say, look at this. Somebody set up an entire mall for me, and I just have to come in and set up shop.
set up an entire sales funnel for you also.
Yeah, that's right. They're basically, you think of that. Think how hard it is to get people interested in your product in the first place. You know, you're out there making ads and pushing the product and promoting it. Here comes a Black Hat forum that did it all for you. They talk about it so underground that people get excited about it. So not only have you got a bunch of people gathered in a small area that are all interested in your product, but they're bloody excited about it. You know? Like these guys, at the beginning of this thread, they were arguing, Rick, about who was right about my product. They were like, no, that's Magic Video SiteMaker. No, that's Magic Video Robot. People were getting confused. So, you know, like they were actually arguing about my product. Now, how often is it where you can, walk by a conversation and two people are arguing about your product?
One thing that I've noticed here is, I got to turn my volume up. One thing that I've noticed here, I hope my audio is clear, is are you getting an echo? Okay. Well, thank you. One thing I've noticed is that when people get their products stolen and they find out about it, they usually freak out. They're mad. They're pissed off. They get in the Skype rooms that I'm a member of several, and they tell us how terrible these scammy, scummy, all kinds of bad words, black hat thieves are, and they are. But I never saw this technique till literally just 3-4 days ago when Jeff showed it to me. And he's providing this to you guys for free. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what he offers you guys. Yes, we have other offers. Yes, he has a ton of offers that of products that he's proven that work, that produce what he says. And, top-notch customer support. You get my phone number. You get our Skype room. But he's giving this to you guys for free. So I said there's tremendous value in what you offer here. So I just wanted to throw that out and say thank you to Jeff for that. There's some comments. People are saying, D. Miller was saying that she's the top way to do this was, hats off to you. I'm glad that Jeff pointed that out at Black Hat Forums, that it was being live, that it's not just something that, that was staged or anything like that. They actually were trying to rip off his product right now as we speak. So if that doesn't prove that this is real, guys, then you could stop them at their own game. I don't know what else Jeff or I could say to convince you of that. Okay.
Remember, let's go back to Google for a second here. Okay, so anyway, that's a good wrap up on the forums thing. That's what you want to do. Instead of get angry and come into the Skype rooms and getting on your, getting on the forums or getting on YouTube and venting, that will get you nowhere, and neither will calling lawyers, I can guarantee it. What you want to do instead, Rick, is you want to just smile and think about it this way. Somebody has set up an entire mall here of excited people, and they're all excited about my product. All I have to do is come into this little mall and set up a shop. Okay, that's how you want to look at it. So when you see a Black Hat forum and they posted your product for free, don't get mad, don't accuse anybody, don't do anything, but go in there and show them, give them at least 2 to 3 reasons why they should buy it from you instead. And there's always a reason. You could say you're going to get product support from me. You're going to get customer support and questions answered. You're going to get upgrades to the product, which you won't get from this Black Hat download. You're going to get the video training. You're going to get the proper software that isn't hacked and going to do nasty things to your computer. You give them the reasons right there on the forum, and they will stop downloading it because they'll read your post and go, wow, this is the product owner. First of all, you scare them a bit. They're like, hey, the product owner is well aware of this post. I better not be downloading it from here because I could get into trouble. Most honest people actually think that, if I download it from here, there's a chance I could get into trouble. And they won't. But you got to, by going in there, you scare them a little bit. They go, hey, the real product owner's in here. I better not be stealing it. And not only that, but the product owner seems like a pretty nice person. And they're offering discounts and product support right there on the... I think I'll just go buy it from them. And that's what happens is they change their mind, Rick. They go into Google, they look for it with intent to download it for free or cheap. But when they see your posts and they see all over the forums yourself, and that you got the balls to go in there and do that, they don't want to steal from you anymore. They don't want that free download anymore. They'd rather take the 50% download and get all the goodies with it, the training, the help, the support, and feel like they're not being a thief. Most people don't want to feel like a thief. I mentioned this before, but we were offline there for a sec. I actually get emails, Rick, from people that tell me I would download a Black Hat product, but if it worked for me, I would buy it. That's the attitude of a lot of people. It's unfortunate, but it's true that a lot of people are in a financial pinch and they're not 100% dishonest, but they're not 100% honest either. They're looking at it going, thinking, yeah, I don't know, I've downloaded so many products, I bought so many products, I've been ripped off so many times. They feel like they've been ripped off, Rick, and that's why they look for your product for free. Because what they really want, Rick, is to try it out. And a lot of these people just want to try it out. And if they get it to work and it's doing what it's supposed to, a lot of these people have emailed me and say, hey, I would have never downloaded this, but it works. And I was wondering if I could get the real download. And they're honest. They tell me they took it from the free download and that they'd rather buy it now. You know, so I get a lot of that too. So in other words, there's a lot of attitudes going on and not everybody's the same and not everybody is the Black Hat thief. Okay, the first guy that posted it for free, yeah. The other 30 posts after that, they're all asking me questions and I'm giving them the product. Okay, so that's what you do with the Black Hat forum directly. Now let's go back to Google for a sec here. There's more you can do. I do this now, Rick. I do it before I launch a product. I even beat them at their own game before they've even done it, Rick, because I know they're going to